In this video, I will share with you why you must own this tool if you live in a state that has emission testing and your vehicle is 1996 and newer. Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. So over the years I've gotten thousands of comments about Smog drive cycles and how difficult they are to complete, especially as a vehicle ages. And the commonality that I see with all the questions and comments that I get is going to be the fact that a lot of people lose their inspection monitor data because they replace their battery. So in this video I will show you what we used to do at the shop and how to do this safely. And towards the end of the video I'll show you guys a little hack. So in case you don't own a tool like this, you can still go ahead and change out the battery and you can keep your inspection monitor data so you can pass your emissions test. Let me quickly show you guys the inspection monitor data, as this information is used to verify your vehicle is able and ready to pass an emissions test. So if you look at this D2 reader right here, you will notice that it has all these check marks, and basically that means all those monitors are done testing and that they have cleared and they're ready, and there's no code or any pending codes. And when I disconnect the battery, you'll see what happens. All that data will be lost. So we disconnected the battery and I'm going to reconnect it now. Now you can see that all the green check marks except 2 have disappeared, and we have a bunch of red X's. Now I have to complete a drive cycle for these monitors to get ready before the guy at the emissions test center will let me pass and get my new registration tags. That's why it's really important to have a memory keeper tool whenever changing out the battery. Now let's go ahead and hook this up before we disconnect the battery so we don't lose our inspection monitor data. And I actually have an older video about this, but I did this for stereo codes because a lot of older Hondas had stereo codes, and if you disconnect the battery, the navigation system would no longer work. And for the purposes of this video, I'm just using a dummy battery here. And what I realized about this particular unit that I have here is that the wire is really short. So I'll leave you guys a link down below for another one that has a much longer wire, and also a cigarette lighter adapter so you can use it with another vehicle. Now you hear the noise and there's a light on, and just plug it in like that. And it's very important to turn off all the lights. So all interior lights need to be off, or anything else to consume any energy needs to be completely off, as this is a very thin wire and you do not want to basically blow the fuse, as if you have more than 10 amps on that circuit, it will blow. With the unit hooked up, I can safely disconnect my battery now. And one other thing that's really important is make sure you keep your vehicle keys away while you're doing this. A lot of the newer vehicles, it senses the keys getting closer, the system will do a pre-check, and that can cause a big electrical load. And there we go, guys. We can safely get this battery out now. And once the battery is out, we can go and disconnect the unit. So my battery is disconnected, and you'll notice that I still have a nice 13.32 volts in the system.
Random stranger, I heard salmon is really good for your memory. Will it help with this?
No, random boy. Salmon is really good for your own memory, but for your vehicle's memory, this won't do much. You need a memory keeper before you disconnect the battery so you don't lose the data.
Then why don't you fill the car with salmon?
I'll show you how the connector actually works and which pin actually injects power into the system. So I got my battery reconnected. And now let's take a look at how this actually works. I have a multimeter hooked up now to continuity, and let me show you guys how simple of a device this is. And I'll show you guys my little trick, so in case you guys don't have this. So this injects power into the system using this pin right here for the positive. And let me show you guys a little trick now, because this is a very simple device. And if you know what you're doing, do you really need one of these? I think you can probably get away without using one of these. It's really nice to have, and it's a lot safer than what I'm about to show you, as my method has potential risks if you're not careful. So in case you're doing this and you don't have time to go ahead and get yourself one of these memory keeper units, you can grab yourself a jumper cable like this and use another vehicle. Connect to the positive first, then the negative, and do the same on the other vehicle. Now I have it connected to negative down there and positive over here. And this is a little tricky because now I basically have to undo this without losing power and remove the terminals. I don't have to worry about it as much on the negative side, as I already have a ground connection down there. But on the positive, it's definitely tricky, so take your time. What I normally do is push down on the clamp, and remember, this is live right here, so I'm going to push down on this. Make sure you do not lose a connection and that you're not distracted. I'm trying to remind myself of this right now. Then I'm going to connect here, make sure I got a good connection, and pull up. There you go. I still have a positive signal on the vehicle. This is disconnected, but when we reconnect this, you can see it's now getting power from the vehicle, even though the battery was disconnected. And go ahead and just take your time, get the battery out, and you'll be okay. And again, this is great for not losing those stereo codes, inspection monitor data. Hey boys, I need your help with something.
What happened?
I misplaced something.
What did you misplace?
I misplaced the memory keeper.
Dad, let that sink in for a second. I want you to realize you lost a memory keeper.
I realize that, son, and I'll forget this conversation too. And I'll leave you guys 3 different recommendations for 3 different kinds of memory keepers in the video description box down below. If you guys are struggling with a dead battery, I'll leave you guys a review video on how I load test batteries, as batteries are becoming more and more important on the newer vehicles because of the amount of computers that they have, and they can really keep your inspection monitors from running and setting. So if you guys are struggling with that, check the video links down below. And if the video is helpful, make sure you guys give the video a thumbs up. If you guys are new to the channel, consider subscribing. If there was anything that I left off in this video, please go ahead and comment down below so I can add it on to a future video, and make it a great day.